A warm welcome to one and all. This is a small section about HRCT in ILDS. ILDS is nothing but interstitial lung diseases. As usual, we start with an intro to HRCT. As we know, HRCT means high resolution computed tomography. As its name itself implies that what is HRCT? This is a scan performed by using thin section CT images along with the high resolution algorithms to attenuate the contrast between tissue of widely differing densities. For an example, air and vessels of lung. Next, we're moving on to milestones. It's nothing but the history. In 1982, the term HRCT was first used by Todo et al. 1985, Nakata et al. And Nadich et al. Published the first HRCT report. Since then, has been an important tool in pulmonary medicine. Recent development of MDCT scanner capable of volumetric high-resolution scanning was improved the investigation. Next, we are moving on to some HRCT techniques. Let's see what are the parameters and how it works. The parameters are slice thickness, filming, and patient positioning. Narrow slice thickness of 1 mm at 10 mm intervals. Image reconstruction with high spatial resolution. Generally, end inspiration views are taken. Can also take expiration and prone views if required. No IV injection or contrast is required. Let's see some images of various slice thickness. The first image is of 1 mm slice thickness, and from here we can easily identify that which image is showing the maximum clinical information very clearly. So first image 1 mm, we can see vessels, lung field, even a small information from the particular area very clearly. Compared to the first image, we come to 2 mm slice thickness. The image is of very low informations, and when we come to 5 mm and 10 mm images, these images provide least informations than the first 1 mm images. Next is window settings. Usually we are acquiring two sets of windows, lung window, mediastinal and soft tissue windows. In lung window, a window width of 1000 to 1500 Hounsfield units are used, and in mediastinal and soft tissue windows, a window level of 40 to 50 and window width of 350 to 450 Hounsfield units are used, and this is best for the evaluation of mediastinum, hyla, and pleura. Inspiratory level. Routine HRCT scans are performed under suspended full inspiration. Why? This is to optimize the contrast between normal structures, various abnormalities, and normal aerated lung parenchyma. Reduces transient atelectasis, a finding that may mimic or obscure significant abnormalities, and also to reduce the movements as well. Expiratory scans is valuable in obstructive lung diseases and airway abnormalities. Lateral decubitus CT is mainly done in children. Now, the patient positioning. Supine position is adequate in most of the scans. Prone position is preferred for diagnosing sudden lung abnormalities like asbestosis, early lung fibrosis. And the prone scan is useful in differentiating dependent atelectasis from early lung fibrosis. Here is some images of supine and prone, and this is a comparison between a prone and a supine images. Here, the prone image shows the complete resolution of the opacity, suggesting dependent atelectasis. Next is the scan acquisition techniques. Volumetric HRCT. MDCT scanners are capable of rapid scanning and thin slice acquisition, and the advantages are viewing of contiguous slice for the delineation of lung abnormality, complete imaging of lungs and thorax, reconstruction of scanned data in any plane using maximum intensity projections or minimum intensity projections. And the disadvantage is the high radiation dose. Normal expiratory HRCT are performed to detect air trapping in small airway obstructions. Attenuation increases with expiration. Multi-detector HRCT. Multi-detector CT scanner is available with multiple row detector array. Multiple images are available in this technique. And the advantages are shorter acquisition time. Whole length lung scan can be acquired in a single breath hold. Retrospective reconstruction of both thinner and thicker sections from the same raw data. Low-dose HRCT, which uses a KVP 120 to 140 and MA 20 to 30 at 2-second scan time, not recommended in initial evaluation and used in follow-up scans. And here we comes to our main section, HRCT versus ILDs. ILD is interstitial lung diseases. They are a group of disorders that cause progressive scarring of lung tissues. And let's see what are the causes for this condition. Long-term exposure to hazardous materials such as asbestos or coal dust, autoimmune disorders such as rheumatoid arthritis, and there are two main patterns: usual interstitial pneumonia UIP, which is the most common one, and non-specific interstitial pneumonia NSIP. Let's see the HRCT findings in UIP. Honeycombing consisting of multi-layered thick-walled cyst. Architectural distortion with traction bronchitis due to fibrosis. Predominance in basal and subpleural region. Mild mediastinal lymphadenopathy. In HRCT, we can identify this UIP as honeycombing appearance. Here is an image which shows UIP on both sides. Next is non-specific interstitial pneumonia, are characterized by varying degree of interstitial inflammation and fibrosis without any specific information that is allow the diagnosis of UIP. In HRCT, NSIP is characterized by a predominant pattern of ground glass opacification, predominantly the basal and subpleural distribution with or without associated distortion of airways. Reticular patterns may be common, but honeycombing is sparse or absent. In CT, ground glass appearance plus fine reticular patterns, but with or without honeycombing. In HRCT, the NSIP can be easily identified by a ground glass appearance. Here is an image which shows the both sides ground glass appearance. So, in ILDS, the UIP can be identified by a honeycombing appearance on HRCT, and in NSIP can be easily identified by a ground glass appearance. And here we comes to the end of this section. Thank you.
It was good. nothing. ഇത് നിങ്ങൾ ഞാൻ ശരിക്കും പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഞാൻ ഗ്രൂപ്പിലിടാൻ പോലും നിങ്ങൾ ബാക്കി